Let's see here. Where do I start with this? I know. Let's say that you're interested in seeking out the opposite sex. Cool. Or the same sex, if that's how you are. Anyway, you're looking to court, you're looking to expand on your prospects. You better do it knowing that you don't know what you're walking into. It's best to have an open mind, but be extremely careful because you really never know what you're going to get. I think it's very important that people take time to open up, take time to kind of evaluate the situation, and make sure that, I mean, this is all verbatim, but you gotta be sure that you're ready for that, because somebody maybe have been waiting for it, you know? They could be dying just to say, I want you to like me. I don't know how to make you like me. They could be dying to say, I already like you, but I don't want you to know because I don't want it to go too fast, you know? And there's a whole cat and mouse game that, you know, like, we all play, and that's the way I think it should be played, in a sense that you take a little time to reflect on that. Hopefully they give a little, and they take a little time to reflect on that. It's very important that both people give each other enough time to think about things. But at the same time, I also think that no matter what, if people are interested in each other, they should show that interest. They shouldn't just run around it. I think it's wasting time. I think it's wasting valuable and precious time and intent, for that matter. I think that both people should be in good frame of mind when seeking each other. I think that both people should be happy with themselves. I don't think that you should get into a relationship if you're not happy with yourself, if you're not sure of what you want. And, you know, you, of course, like I said at the beginning, like, you really don't know what you're getting into. You don't know if that's really what you want. That's why you should take time to observe, right? But, you know, there's a lot of red flags that come out, and it's good to catch those things head on, you know, like up front, first off. It's hard to do that. It's hard to go up to somebody like, hey, you got issues with your parents? You have some kind of abuse in your past that has caused you not to be able to love, not to be able to give love, not to be able to take love. You can't just go out and ask them that. It'd be a lot easier if we could, but then again, that's almost kind of intruding in personal matters. Maybe they don't want you to know that about them. Maybe it's because they're over it, but every time somebody brings it up, it may cause some kind of dark reflection. And we all know what happens when things like that come out, when they're not ready to come out. Usually you got to get to know somebody a lot. When I mean a lot, I mean sitting down there eye to eye and having conversations with them about life. Being able to go out there and do things together without any kind of friction, bad friction. Usually a good amount of that has to take place in order for people to really feel like they can open up. I mean, unless you can provide a genuine character analysis for somebody to study, that will allow a little bit more trust into the picture, into the faction. You got to be honest. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with each other. I mean, the state of being monogamous is kind of an issue always. Well, kind of always. It always is. Certainly, if you're dating somebody, you really don't want to know that they're dating somebody else. But, you know, we are adults. We have that freedom if we're single. We can date whoever we want. It's all about you know, weighing out the balance of these prospects, of what's best for us. Like I keep saying, you know, our lives are important. We're the most important people in our lives, so we have to be careful on who we let in. We don't want a train wreck. We don't want another incident of our past that reflects on us and even for 1 second makes us think that it was our fault of any of that bad happenstance be put on our shoulders. The world's a big place, so, you know, whether or not you believe in soulmates, you never know. That soulmate could exist halfway around the world. That soulmate could exist right here, wherever you are. One of the hard things about, you know, getting to know people, and even dating in that matter, is at the workplace. It's a great place for people to meet if people are open to that. Now, some people have a really bad, you know, they don't want to worry about the integrity of who they are in the workplace and their reputation. They don't want to ruin their reputation. They don't want too many people knowing about their lives. And I know this from my own personal life experiences. You don't really want to let the rest of their fucking workplace know what the hell goes on in your life. That's really why I don't associate with many people at my job. It's because they always have to know everything, and then they always have to misconstrue it, and they have to fabricate whatever their ideas are, and then they lay that back on me, and I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about? It's none of your fucking business. So, you know, don't get wrapped up in my life. Just because, you know, I got shit happening in my life doesn't mean that you have to add my personal aspect into it just to entertain and influence your entertainment. Yeah, it gives them all something to talk about, doesn't it? Especially when you're a good person and you're active. When they're not active, they want to talk about and be around things that are active, right? Yeah. I think that love is not a loaded word. I don't know what true love is. To be honest, every relationship I've been in never worked out. So I don't know the right way to go about doing things. I just know I let myself feel. I let myself feel, and, you know, a lot of men are, you can't do that. Can't fucking show our feelings. I'm a man. Whatever, man. Grow a fucking pair of balls and live the world up. I mean, your whole reason in this life is to take advantage of the good things in life. One of those great things is being able to feel and to acknowledge that you can. How you go about letting those feelings out is something very, very touchy, very sensitive. You can't just be a fucking rainbow. You can't be a prism. You can't just let one light in and expect all those colors to just emanate to all 6 corners of the earth and for everybody to be able to filter that and know what the fuck you're talking about, know what the hell you're talking about. Nobody's going to be able to empathize with everything. Certainly nobody that I know, I include myself here, nobody really wants to sympathize too much. We all know how stupid it makes everybody feel. I think it's extremely important that if you do show your feelings, that you are honest with yourself, that those are the feelings that you're feeling, and not just some kind of desire, not just some lust to feel happy. That's why you have to be careful. You have to be careful on what you think you are feeling. A lot of us can jump the gun. I've done it plenty of times in my past. You don't want to come off too strong. You don't want to come off too arrogant, too cocky, too Mr. Big Shot that's got everything going on. Look at me, I bet his wallet's full just by how he acts. Man, he's got the world under his fucking clutches. That's not as sexy as you think. If I met a girl like that, I would laugh and I'd tell her to kick rocks. I know a lot of people that are extremely insecure about their looks, so they overdress themselves in bling and high fashion makeup and really cutesy looking slutty dresses and shit like that. And I think there's a time and a place for it. And yeah, let yourself hang out. I don't care. If that's what makes you happy, do it. But don't do it just to fucking get attention. Come on. Like, I know there's a lot of girls out there that dress that way and they think that that's a hot shit. But come on. It's the same thing with, like, if I sleep with you on the first night, I'm gonna lose all respect for you. That's the kind of girl you're gonna be. It's the kind of girl you're gonna be seen as. Obviously, if that's how you go about doing things in your life, you're not one of those people that doesn't give a shit what people think. I know that contradicts itself, but really it is what it is. You're going out there to look sexy. You're going out there to look like a hot fuck and a half. So go do it. You're on that side of the pendulum. I see girls that are on this side of the pendulum. I see girls on both sides of the pendulums. And whatever side you're swaying to at that point in your life, there's always going to be one guy that's going to be catching you on that side. You know, you go out there and you have sex with random guys because you can't get a love, and then you cry about it because you know you can do better. So you try to get love again, try to find a nice guy or girl, whatever the case is. And then you realize, well, I can't find love. I guess I can always go back to my other routines and, you know, shake my ass a little bit. I like to shake my ass. I like to go dance. So there's my cat in front of the camera there. Okay, anyway, I'm getting off topic here because of the damn cat. Love is a very important thing, and I think that you can't take it for granted. If you really do like somebody, show your interest. Don't show it too much, but show just enough to let them know, hey, my eye is on you, and follow up on that. I think one of the easiest ways to go about doing that is when you want to talk to somebody, call them. Don't call them too much. That's kind of overdoing it, but you know what I mean. If you want to email somebody, email them. I'll tell you what. Don't write fucking really long letters, though. I used to do it. I know some people still do it. And it's kind of overwhelming. And I'm sure you'd feel the same way if somebody did it to you, right? So just don't do that. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Keep it cute. That's the only way the world's ever going to really pay attention, if you come off cute. I know it's overused. But damn it, you know. I put up with a lot of girls' shit just because I couldn't stand how fucking cute they were. Realized soon after that, or later after that, that it's not all about being cute. There really has to be a brain inside that fucking head. And if it ain't showing, I really got to go over here. Make me feel like the asshole. Because I don't want to say to you, hey, listen, you're cute, but you're not fucking smart. It's not like you're not smart, you just don't get me. Shit, I'm pretty fucking outgoing. I hate having to break myself down. Don't make myself feel stupid. Fuck that. You don't want to do that, do you? No. In any event, it's like, you want to go about your life trying to find something right for you. You want to find somebody that has the same values that you have, the same ideas on life. Most importantly is you need to find somebody that learns how to deal with issues the same way you did. I grew up being forced by my parents to talk about crap. I hated it. But you know what? I learned that if you sit down and you talk about it, at least people get heard. Because if two people are sitting in a room and they're not talking, they're just yelling out fucking shit and nobody wants to hear the other because they both did things differently, you just gotta call it hell. That's what it is. God put you in a room and it's called hell because nobody's hearing each other. You know, one person learns how to deal with things by talking and listening. The other person learns how to do things just by avoiding it. You know, there's so many things in life that we take for granted, our values. We need to make sure that the person that we want to be with has good values, if we do want to get married and we do want to have kids and raise a family and have that awesome thing that I've always dreamt about, I mean, you gotta have values, because then how are you ever going to be able to sustain a relationship? I don't just walk into a relationship thinking that it's going to be short term. What the fuck's the point of that? I could go get a fucking booty call for that. That's bullshit. Because I don't have any respect for that. I hope neither of you do either. But that's how some sides of the world work. It's important. It's important. It's important. I keep saying it's important. It's important to make sure that the person that you're dealing with is honest. If they can't look you in the eye and tell you what's wrong, tell you what they don't like, you tell them, hey, please don't do this. You should be very humble and understand, okay, obviously there's a reason why. I'm not going to get into that. If they want to tell me, they'll tell me. But they said no, I'm not going to do that. That's just respect. If there's a reason why somebody gets upset, back off a little bit. Don't sit there and try to antagonize them and say, oh, you're being fucking immature. There's obviously some reason behind it. If you don't know the reason behind it, then shut the fuck up and give them their fucking space. In that time, you should be thinking, okay, is this worth it? If this person isn't willing to open up to me, tell me why they're acting like this, on the time that they're happy, we always reconsider the state of affairs that we're in. Most of the time, people aren't going to bring up reasons why they get unhappy when they're happy. Usually those things only come up when they're unhappy. You can't really ask them then because they don't want to talk about it. Who knows? Maybe when they love you and they cry in front of you and they hold your hand and they say, so-and-so, this is why. This is what happened. Bad things happen to good people. But we're all here, right? Everything that we've been through has made us stronger. And we have to accept that. We have to take that. We have to use that as an emblem. And we have to know that it's because of that we're stronger. But we always have to remember that there's always going to be people that are weaker than us. And we have to be humble. We have to be able to give them room to facilitate. Give them room to figure things out on their own. We can't always save the day for everybody. I wish I could save the day for everybody. But trying to be the hero one too many times has left me very vulnerable in a position that I shouldn't have put myself in, and left me very naked in the street. Then you start to wonder, oh, was it my fault? Then you got to get over that. You got to remember, no, it wasn't my fault. It was their fault. They acted this way. They didn't want to be honest. They didn't want to try to work with me and compromise. I mean, I'm not perfect either. There's things about me I hate talking about. I grew up differently. There was a lot of rejection in my past. I'm really not afraid to talk about a damn thing. If you really want to know more, just ask me. I'm really open to talk about whatever. I really like it when people ask me questions. It shows interest in a subtle way. But more or less, you always got to be careful. You always got to be careful, know what you're getting into, because you don't want love to turn sour. You don't want it to go too fast. You want to start out with friendship first. You want to get to know somebody like a friend. And, if you guys can giggle and you can laugh and you can have a good time and just sit there and fucking enjoy life. That's what I think it should be all about. And there's nothing less complicated than that. I've told myself so many times, there's got to be an easier way. There is. You just be yourself, and if people kind of come around you because they like who you are, they agree with you, and talk about shit, and you go do stuff. You learn about things that the other person knows that you don't know, and vice versa. It's like a game, and you throw the ball, you catch it, and throw it back. Take the ball, throw it, take it back. Was that cute? Hope so. I thought it was. Anyway, be careful what you get into, but more importantly, be open. Be open. I mean, if you're attracted to somebody, you're attracted to somebody. Good. Let yourself be okay with that you're attracted to them. Let yourself be okay with the fact and the reasons why you're attracted to them. Let that soak in. Let that actually inflate you. Let that become you. Let yourself be okay knowing that there's sides of somebody else that are just so damn mesmerizing that you can't even believe it's a real person, that they're really there, or that you really know them. Let that shit make you happy. Let that shit overflow you. Because if you think about it, that's what God wants from us. That's what God wants us to give. That's what God wants us to receive. That's why we do the right things and get the things that we want out of life, is because we're doing the right things. We're being ourselves. We're being genuine, honest, respectable. And you let things happen. I surround myself with happy people because I don't want to be around negative people. If I'm around happy people, guess what? That happiness is going to not only rub off on me, but I'm going to rub off on some other people too. It's a good thing. The more that to go around, the better. So it's best that you be careful the kind of attention you show people as well. You don't want to give them the wrong impression. You don't want to give them mixed signals. Those people are good people, probably. You don't know that yet. We just assume. We want to assume the best. Because the minute we start antagonizing what we think of them, the minute we start brainstorming on the negatives, we're only going to think about the negatives and we're going to stress ourselves out. So brainstorm on the positives. Brainstorm on all those good things that you see about them and not always the negative things that you don't know yet. That's why you directly communicate with them. Shit. I wish I could directly communicate all this shit with all of you face to face. But it's not always that easy. Sometimes I gotta stop because I gotta give people a chance to fucking breathe. I gotta let people let some of it soak in because I talk so fast, so fluent. It's just like, hey, Stefan, come on, man. You got a point. Maybe none of you feel that way. Maybe that's just my self-criticism. But, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm sure if you guys sat down here in front of a computer and you just spoke your heart out about everything, especially on love, I'm sure you'd very well get caught up in the moment. I'm sure you all would just go on a tangent on what you think love is, what you think relationships are built on, based on how you grew up, based on how your parents grew up, based on what you know of a father and a mother role, based on your friends, based on your fucking pets, based on the people that live next door, based on the people you have to deal with, the people that you can't fucking stand, and all those people that you don't like, but you sit back and you associate with them. You know why you don't like them. There's things about them that you don't like because maybe you even see a side of that self in yourself and you want to revolt against it because you hate that side of yourself. And you wish you could be their fucking conscious and tell them, wake the fuck up. That's not how you go about life. But you can't do that. I wish I could. I've done that a few times. It didn't really get me anywhere. It was fun. It gave me a fucking chuckle, but in the end of it, I always just said, hey, you can have the final word anytime you want. What else can you say after that? You can't. Just go on not giving a fuck. It's called indifference. I love indifference. A little bit of indifference can go a long way, especially when there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that really don't like you. They want to destroy you and your reputation and your self-confidence, your self-esteem. Yep, they're just ghosts. Let them live a ghost life. Look right through them because you can. A lot of people out there that really don't deserve your love. There's a lot of people out there that actually might. But there's always going to be one person. There's got to be one person. I have to believe this. This is just my belief. I'm not one of the swingers out there. I don't believe in having fucking 5 or 6 wives. I don't believe in dating 5 or 6 people. I think it's really, you can tell it's kind of agitating me because I'm getting a little bit animated here. So I'll chill back. But you gotta pick one. You put your energy into one, because if you know if they're putting all their energy into you, and you have to sit there and waste all your energy on more than one, you're not really thinking about that person. You're not. You're thinking about what you can get. And it's okay to weigh out options, but once you start dating with somebody, you gotta make a decision. Date one person, and if that don't work out, hey, you know what? Fine. I think it's okay to talk to people, but you know when talking can become slightly more involved than just regular bullshitting. Do you know the difference? Dating somebody, hey, you're dating somebody and you like them, but then you're kind of talking to somebody on the side, getting to know them. I've done it before, it ain't right, that's why things haven't worked out for me. That's why I realized it didn't work that way. But more importantly, stick your guns to one target and shoot with everything you got, because maybe if they're looking at you in the eyes just as much as you're looking at them, maybe you'll really see something real. Maybe you won't have to really imagine that they are real. Maybe you'll see that. Maybe they'll actually show it to you. That's what we all want. We all want somebody that's going to understand us. We all want somebody that's going to get us. And until we find that, you know, our hearts will be hanging from strings. And they kind of just sway in the wind like pendulums, you know? So let yourself be okay with the fact that, you know, you have options, but don't spread yourself too thin. I know it's cliche. I use a lot of cliches. I tried not too much in this segment, but you know what I mean. Anyway, people, I gotta get back to work. Give me a call if you want, 913-232-0780. Later.